All right, so to install your LEDs into the control box. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our clips. These actually go together. One side has tabs out, one side has the receiving end, and you just kind of push them together like that. Now you have one solid piece. Now in these, you're gonna have one side is gonna be your positive, one side is gonna be your negative. So it doesn't really matter as long as we're matching up colors. So black and red go in there, lock those down. So this is gonna be our power in feed to our node. And then this side is gonna be our incoming power from our transformer. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna match up the colors, red to red, black to black, lock those down. Okay, so now we have that connection. The next connection we have is gonna be for our LEDs themselves. So this is gonna plug into the pigtail that's coming out of the lead that's coming out of the LED. And again, we're gonna take the red and the white, matching colors. Red's gonna go to red. In this case, white's gonna go to black. So we go to red, red to red, white to white. And then the green, this is gonna be our data line. So the way we're gonna get our data line is we're gonna use this Phoenix connector. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen it. So we know that when you're looking at the Phoenix connector, from the side, the high side, where the terminals are, you're always gonna be using the leftmost terminal for the data. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna loosen these all the way up. So that way it opens on the inside. Then we strip this back. And after we strip back our wire, we're gonna fold it in half just to get a little bit more bearing. We're gonna insert that into our Phoenix connector and we're gonna crank that down like that. Get that tight. And then we'll give it a little tug test to make sure it's good. Yep. Then we're gonna come over and take out our node. And our node, we're gonna have our data side, and then we're gonna have our input side. So this is where this barrel connector is where our power is gonna come in, and that's just powering this node. And then the Ethernet is where you're gonna take your Ethernet from your head end unit to this unit, and that's what's gonna transmit the signal to the actual LEDs. Now, in this case, what we're demoing is only a single strand of LED. So we're gonna plug this in, and you'll see here there's D1, D2, and D3. So that's strip 1, strip 2, and strip 3. We're gonna use strip 1, plug that in right there. Then we're gonna take our power lead and come around here to our barrel connector. And so then this can get mounted to the underside of the desk. You can use the pre-made mounting tabs, or you can just use double stick tape, whichever's easier. And then I would just connect that with a zip tie, and then this goes to the LED, and then you are good to go. Once you connect your Ethernet to your head end, and I'll just demo that really quickly. So here is the head end box. So in the head end box, you have your power input, which is included in the box as a wall wart. That's just a barrel connector. Your landline is where you're coming in from your network. This is what's actually getting the digital signal from whatever your interface is. So if you're using a dashboard or our own internal software, we plug this in to get the network off of that, and that's how you're gonna send your control signal. And then these breakouts go to the nodes. So if this is in D1, we're gonna take that, and that's gonna plug into here. That means it's strip 1 on node 1. If we were to plug this into here, it would be strip 4. And if we were to plug it into here, it would be strip 7. So you'd get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how you identify your strips. And then you do have a Wi-Fi antenna, which is good for flashing your firmware. If you unplug the network and plug in your Wi-Fi, that'll let you address this specifically, but all that's in the manual. And then you can do your software updates, you can assign your IPs, disable or enable DHCP, and do all of your initial setup, and then you can go into whatever control software you're using. But that's the basic setup of the Forecast SPI controller.